As part of the global effort of learning the Rebbe's explanations on the laws of Rambam in Hilchas Melachim, Laws of Kings, chapter 11, chapter 12, which this is the conclusion of the entire Mishneh Torah, let us look, in addition to what we did last time, another sikha from the Rebbe explaining the same subject but from a different take. And there we quote the Rambam first, where the Rambam says in the beginning of chapter 11 that the belief in the coming of Mashiach and the awaiting for its happening is a fundamental belief in Judaism, that if God forbid somebody denies it, is considered a denier of not only the words of the prophet, but is considered a denier of the Torah itself. And to prove this, the Rambam brings 3 proofs where in the Torah there is discussion about Mashiach and redemption. First, the Rambam brings a verse, V'shav Hashem, God will gather all the Jews from exile. A clear statement, exile, redemption. Further, in the prophecy of Bilam, when Balak called upon Bilam to curse the Jewish people, not only did he not curse, but he actually blessed them, and he prophesied the future of the coming of King David and the coming of Mashiach. And then a third, the Rambam brings the law of the city of refuge. City of refuge is, Torah says that if somebody kills another person accidentally, without any intention, so as to protect him from a possible family member wanting to take revenge in him, this person must go in a city of refuge. It's a gated community, protected, and this is where he has to spend the rest of his life with his family, with all the details that comes with it. But the Rambam says, the Torah says, that when the time will come when God will expand your borders, He will add an additional 3 such cities. Says the Rambam, this never happened. Yet the Torah commands it. So the fact that the Torah commands it, that means the time will come when this will be happening. And this is in the time of Mashiach. So we have 3 proofs to the fact that the Torah discusses the coming of Mashiach and the redemption. Question the Rebbe poses, why do we need the 3rd proof about Ir Miklat? What does it add to the point that it is considered a separate halacha? So the Rebbe explains it as follows. In the first 2 proofs, there is no clear stipulation that it's going to be an individual. And for that matter, a prophecy, the prophecy of Bilam, can be interpreted in different ways. Now, since the Rambam is establishing that a person is considered a denier of Torah, it must be an actual commandment. You must believe in Mashiach. Otherwise, we can say, misinterpreted. Doesn't make him yet a denier. But we do not find in the Torah a direct commandment, we must believe in Mashiach. And therefore the Rambam brings the city of refuge. City of refuge is a commandment, a mitzvah, a direct godly commandment that we must build our cities of refuge. Now, in this city of refuge is obviously clearly the fact that this is going to be made in a time of redemption. And this is going to be made in the time when we have re-established the royalty, the kingdom of Jewish kingdom with the king, who is Melech HaMashiach. So therefore we have over here in this mitzvah not just reference to what is going to happen that I might be able to interpret it differently. Not just that there will be an era of redemption, but there will be a king who will establish all these laws, including the 3 cities of refuge. So this now becomes a mitzvah, and it has all the powers and qualities of like any other of the 630 mitzvahs, that if God forbid, if somebody denies one of those mitzvahs, becomes and is considered a heretic, a kofer, Rahman al-Islam. So therefore the Rambam needs to bring in this third mitzvah to establish it, the third proof from your miklat, so to say, to establish it as an actual mitzvah. Now, what is still left to understand is what's the difference between belief in the words of the prophets, which is a mitzvah, and believe in the words of the actual mitzvah. Both are mitzvahs. So why would I then say that only because it is a mitzvah, therefore the person could be considered, if he rejects it, a heretic? So for this we will continue in our next conversation, but hopefully we won't need, because we will all together be with Mashiach in the Beis HaMikdash, and there will be no need to discuss it anymore.